Hello, lords and ladies, Valar Morghulis. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is your liege lord, the Godless Gamer, and today we are continuing our Game of Thrones series with Episode 3. This series is going to be a lot of... hopefully, there's going to be a lot of conquest. I think we're going to get a lot this episode. We only have 8 years left until we get our Divine Right innovation, which is going to allow us to fight for multiple claims in one war, and I've already got a bunch of claims fabricated against one of our neighbors. Against Land's Point. We've got 3 of them. But in the meantime, I'm going to be fighting some counts here that are on my borders. I'm fabricating a claim against 7 points. Then we'll get Midvale. And the war with Land's Point, hopefully, will finish the entire duchy. We already have a piece of Tarich here. Oh, no, we don't have this. We don't have this yet. So we're going to take all of Land's Point, hopefully, in this episode, and we're going to take these, which is going to give us, in total, 3 duchies. So that's our conquest goal. We do have to wait, like I said, pretty sure it's 8 years. 8 years, yeah. 8 years until we get Divine Right, and that's not too far away, and I'm sure we'll get through it even quicker than that. We are in the learning lifestyle. I'm going to get one more perk, and we're going to grab Know Thyself. Robert here, King Robert, or not King Robert, not yet. Getting ahead of myself, but the High Lordship, High Lord Robert, is getting a little... Well, actually, no, he's not that old. Listen to me, second-guessing myself. We have to start thinking about our line of succession. He is feeling fine, but he's 47. We're not going to have any more children. Maybe. My wife still has 4 more years, but we've already decided who's going to take the throne. We're going to give it to Ronald Fairgrave. He's the only son that's gotten the genius trait. So we have to find out when we're going to be designating him our heir. That's where Know Thyself comes into play. So we have to start thinking about what we're going to do about our line of succession. A couple of my sons have grown up. My first son, I would like to get him married because I intend to make him the duke in the future. But we have to give him a county first. I'm a duke, so I can't create duchies without creating separate realms, and we don't want to do that. But once I become king, and once I get the Lannister seat, and we take Casterly Rock, and I become a king, then we'll start being able to create duchies. But I'm going to at least land dynasty members in their duchy capitals. So I would like to give at least one of my sons some land. The first one. The second son, he's going to stay in my court. He's going to be my knight. And he's my antiquarian, so we can start commissioning artifacts once we can afford it. We're a little low on money. I buffed up my army again between the episodes, which is something I tend to do. I tend to spend a lot of money between the episodes. But we're going to build our army. We're going to get these conquests done. I'm going to land one of my sons. I think I'm going to give him the Duchy of Tarich, or Tarik, however you want to say it. If we want to go on a hunt, there are some deer in Clifton. But before we do anything, let's save up money again. Cersei Lannister is no longer bestowing her royal favor upon you. I don't really care. I would like your son, Ronald Fairgrave, to become a squire. If I make him a squire, he might become a knight, because he gets this new trait. He'll get some more prestige. Some attraction opinion. Knights will like him a little bit more. Sure, why not? My son lost his first tooth at 12 years old. Usually this happens when they're really young. I'll take the prestige. He can keep it. Believe it or not, we're full up on trinkets. We need to start filling these slots now, and that's why I'm going to be commissioning artifacts. I'm going to train for a tournament, because we can. I got the trait wounded. So, failed training for a tournament. One of my sons would make an amazing steward, and he's the best on my council. Which is to be expected. If I gave him a wife with 2 traits, ideally intelligent and then something else, their children would be geniuses and they might get another trait on top of it. That woman at the top, I just didn't like her. Too old. I just didn't like that woman at the top's personality. It wasn't great. Deceitful. Do we want to... She's a bastard. But she's quite an impressive bastard. I'm doing it. See? So now her intelligence trait and his intelligence trait will reinforce, and their children will basically be geniuses, and they might get a beauty trait as well. Not matrilineal. This is patrilineal. I'm just preparing. He's not going to be my heir. We're going to designate our youngest son, of course. We know this. So I feel comfortable getting him married. And then when we take this, I will make him my count. He'll be the count of the 7 points, and maybe not him. When I get the ability to create the duchy, maybe... Ooh, my wife got pregnant again. But when I get the ability to create dukes, either he will be the duke or one of his children. But we want to make sure dynasty members are in their duchy capital, so we can make them the dukes. My son was beaten. And I'm just standing here with my mouth open like an idiot. He's gonna be shy. He's gonna take a diplomacy hit. His personal schemes are gonna take a little bit of a hit, but he's more resistant to hostile schemes. Parochial vassals like it. He's going to lose a little bit of attraction opinion, but we're scarred, so that counteracts it. They cancel each other out. Alright, so our heir is going to be a little shy. It's not the worst trait he could have gotten. What can we petition Cersei for? She can give me a claim on another vassal? Let's see what claim she gives me. Watch, it's going to be a claim on something completely out of the way. If she gave me the one on Midvale, that would be perfect. This guy's quite interesting. He's got a lot of traits. He's a traveler, hostile looter. He's loyal. He's a rough terrain expert, open terrain expert. He's gallant, but he's an incompetent commander. But he would be a half-decent knight. I mean, it's the loyal trait. Guys, honestly, when you see somebody with a loyal trait and they at least can do something for you, like, this guy would be a half-decent knight. But I try not to pass up loyal characters. That is it's a not-so-common trait for people to have, but it's very valuable. Like, he would be a good bodyguard. Like, if I wanted to hire a bodyguard, somebody who's loyal, that would be perfect. Let's see if my knight Gawain can beat him and bring him in. I failed. He failed. Unfortunate. I have plenty of knights, but that guy would have been great. I definitely present the evidence of my claim to the lordship of 7 points and highlight its strength over that of Lord Garrick. After listening to the speech, he frowns and rebuffs me. I apologize, but for the good of the Westerlands, I must refuse you. That's fine. We're already about to fabricate it. Or we already got the claim. Why was he offering me a claim that I already have? Don't really understand. But you know what I do understand, guys? I understand warfare. This is a baron. He's an ally with a baron. That's nothing. They immediately turned around. We just got a daughter. Something that I've been asking for since the beginning. And we got it. Our wife gave us a daughter in the end. She only has 2 more years of childbearing. This might be our last kid. I'll name her after her mom. And I'm gonna waste no time. We're gonna try to find an alliance. I can get an alliance with Dorne. Ooh. I can marry my daughter to the future heir of Dorne. Would they accept a matrilineal marriage for the second son? They wouldn't. But I could change that. If I murdered... my dynasty of many crowns, like, the gears in my head are turning. I don't necessarily need to do this. I mean, it would be cool. Guys, like, honestly, I just want an alliance. I'm not trying to do anything super fancy or anything right now. And I think this alliance probably would do me more harm than good, because I'd probably get called into a bunch of wars that I wouldn't really be able to help with practically. I need a practical alliance. There's plenty of time in the future to get alliances like that. Maybe if I was the king of the Westerlands already, that would be a good alliance to get. You know what I mean? I'm sure some of you are disagreeing with me right now, but I'm going for practicality. This guy's 42 years old. That's not happening. Do we get a patrilineal marriage with the heir and this, or do we get a matrilineal marriage with the second son and then try to get one of our dynasty members on the throne of Dorne? That scheme might be a little bit too big for me because let's just say I scheme and I try to murder that kid, his brother, and I fail, and then, you know, like Dorne rises up against me or something. I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. They're super strong. I'm gonna sway her, so if I want a matrilineal marriage, I won't have to do a grand wedding. I think I'm gonna do it. We're gonna get an alliance with Dorne. I captured their heir. I got this guy's sigil as a snail. So we landed our first dynasty member. He already had a son who's intelligent and comely. I don't think this 55-year-old man would be much help on the wall, so we'll just get a hook on him. Gonna make myself a crown. He's sick already? And he got the profligate trait. She'll accept a matrilineal marriage this time without me having to promise a grand wedding. Let's get an alliance with House Martell. I guess they're not too far. Maybe if they were to set sail, that would be pretty fast. But if they had to trudge across Westeros to get here, it might take long. I'm hoping it's going to be an alliance that I can use in some way, really. I'm going to pin the older brother. And we're going to check him occasionally. If he gets married off and he starts having sons and stuff, it might be a little too late by then to murder him. I just want my daughter to get a little older. I want to make sure that this marriage goes through and that he can't cancel the betrothal before the marriage happens. So it's going to be a matter of timing here. Gonna have to murder his older brother. So my son was knighted. Years. So far, our crown is being made well. This guy has an alliance with another baron. Some prestige. Parochial vassal tax contribution plus 2%. Not particularly impressed. But we got something. Yeah, just stand there and watch as we burn your city to the ground. He formed a new alliance. He formed an alliance with Lannisport. Wow, he dragged them in. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So my son is a knight now? My heir? He got a really good stewardship education. He is forbidden from being a knight. And we're giving him a haircut. I don't like his haircut. Give him a haircut like his dad. Yeah, even though he's allies with Lannisport, they're still not going to attack me. Or maybe they will. It's going to be a close one. Wow, came down to the wire. We won. We did that all by ourselves. We didn't have to call in any allies or anything. Well done. Well done. Seized an artifact. This lady with glasses is a powerful vassal, and she would be my best marshal. That's hilarious. Four years. We just need one more claim, and I'm sure we can get the last one by then. Feast fires. 3 years. So that's pretty good timing. And then we'll be able to fight Land's Point all by ourselves. They have an alliance with a count in Dorne. Oh yeah? You have an alliance with a count in Dorne? I have an alliance with the king of Dorne. Or the queen, in this case. He's already betrothed to somebody. She's 8 years old, so there's 8 years until this marriage happens. So, I guess technically I have 8 years before they start having kids. And this betrothal here might get superseded. Like I said, I really want to wait. I want to wait as long as I can to get them closer and closer to getting married. That way they can't cancel the betrothal when this son dies. Let me see what the odds will be like if I have my wife helping me. And my spy master helping me. 63%. Hostile scheme power. If I got this entire tree, I might be able to murder that kid a little bit easier. This is all about spies and stuff. Alright, maybe not. I mean, obviously, going into Skullduggery and just increasing our intrigue a bit will help the odds, but not significantly. Not significantly. I haven't even gotten Groom to rule yet. Feeling fine still. I need to give my son a job, I forgot. Didn't like my poem. Fine, we'll sway him. One last thing that I would like to do for my son, as long as he comes with me, I want to go on another pilgrimage and get him the pilgrim trait. That'll help him out a little bit. I'm gonna get all my kids married now. I think now's a good time. There's no reason to hold it off. My last son is the one that I don't want to get married immediately. We want him to age a bit. But this son, we can grab him an intelligent wife. She's a little gluttonous, but she's intelligent. Wow, this woman's really good. She's brave too, just like him. But she's a hostage. She's a bastard too. But she's a low-born bastard. But that doesn't matter to me. It's her intelligence trait that I like. And her personality is pretty good. Gluttonous is the only thing that she has going against her. I'm gonna get my second son married off now. And maybe they'll have genius children. My first son, what? Died after a Quintain knocked him completely off his horse during a tournament. My son went and got himself killed in a tournament. He already had a son, so his son is my new count. So I'm really pissed. It doesn't sound like I'm pissed, but I really am pissed that my son died. But at least he had a son before he went. Absolutely ridiculous. See what happens when I let my sons do their own thing? Like, I gave my son his own land, and what? Like 3 years later, he gets himself killed? This is why I like to keep my sons in my court, and I don't like to give them power, because they just waste it. Absolutely waste it. Unbelievable. No, I need that money. I'm going on a pilgrimage. In a second. I need to rename my realm. It's not just Fair Island anymore. We need to rename this. The High Lordship of the Fairlands. Cersei Lannister just declared war on who? On House Wensington? Where are you? All the way over here in the Stormlands? Knock yourself out, Cersei. Knock yourself out. She has a club-footed son, and she has a wheezy son. I hired a spy in Cersei's court. So I'm being fed secrets from her court. I can change my grandson's contract? Oh, by the way, we've been dealing with our contracts. Look, my house sigil, it's like in the stamp. Isn't that a cool stamp? I don't think I've ever noticed that before, that your dynasty emblem is what they put on the stamp. Doesn't that look cool? My grandson's gonna give me more taxes. Okay. I think I have enough to go on this pilgrimage now. Only 162 gold. I can afford that. Let's go on a pilgrimage. Really? Is there nobody coming with me? Am I doing this alone? I hope not. Along the path to the Holy Land, I've met with all kinds of pilgrims, both young and old. It's as if I'm witnessing a tapestry of my own life play out before me. Silver hair and wrinkled skin always seemed so distant until they came to me. I can't help but feel this pilgrimage may be my last. Your first and your last. Before I take the ultimate journey to the Seven Heavens, perhaps I ought to stop a while and contemplate life's brevity. Learning challenge. Monthly lifestyle experience plus 20% for 25 years. Absolutely. Oh, wifey. Driven to succeed. My son is coming. My son and heir, my future heir, he's come with me. So he's gonna get the pilgrim trait too. Not a big fan of his bushy beard. You can have a beard, but tame it a little bit. One of my knights wants to eat something he found. Why do these people insist? This is like the second time this has happened. Like, why do these grown men acting like children just think they can eat something they found in the wilderness? There's a Liberty faction that started against Cersei, and now, right when that happened, she wants me to be her regent. A humble fox stares at our holy caravan. Do we want to follow it? Another delay? But we lost it. One more year and I can commission another artifact. Another delay? Now we're a pilgrim. Is my son a pilgrim now? He is. This woman wants to leave. This is the woman who I married to my son. She becomes my rival. We're gonna fix that. I'm not letting her leave. I'm not letting her leave my son and stop bearing him children. No way. We'll get rid of that rivalry. My heir got 2 stewardship skill points. The markets of Mudgrave are bustling with merchants shouting in languages that I've never heard and selling spices I've never tasted. Another delay. One of my artifacts gets a buff. I don't know, it might be a little bit of a waste. If I buff up one of these trinkets that I'm not going to be holding on to forever, eventually we're going to be replacing them. No matter how much I buff up one of these, an illustrious trinket or something that we get in the future is definitely going to be better. So it might not be even worth it. If it's only 15 gold, I suppose it's not that bad. I'll do it. We're a paragon of virtue. How much longer for this? Almost done with it. She's the wife of one of my knights. I don't want her to leave her husband. Now we're a traveler. We need to repair one of our artifacts. $63 gold. Ridiculous. I like how you can repair. I can repair my son's tooth. Can somebody please explain to me how that's done? How do you repair a tooth? Our journey is interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws. Somebody's fighting a fox? Look, where I live, foxes, they would never attack somebody. I mean, how big was this fox? Are you sure it was a fox? We walk the woodland path at a good pace, enjoying the peaceful ambiance. From the corner of my eye, out of the corner of my eye, I am sure I glimpse the shaggy coat of a bear. The brown beast lopes onto the track, its gray paws kicking up dirt, flanked by poplar trees. It completely blocks our way. Run away. I'll handle it. We got wounded, but we were instantly healed. I was brave. I didn't want to. I didn't want to not fight it. I can increase the development in my capital. Let's petition Cersei. Spending 210 gold to feed peasants. Oh my goodness, can I just get to where I'm going? And why are we running into danger? It said there was no chance of any danger along our path. Oh, my caravan master is just incompetent. Do I have to do everything? Do I have to do everybody's job for them? Wow, she reduced her own development in Casterly Rock, and she increased my development by 2. Thank you, my liege. So we got our last claim. Okay. We're gonna save up some money, and we're gonna wait until we get Divine Right, and then we're gonna fight for the Duchy, all of our claims in the Duchy of Lance Point. Okay, we're swaying our rival. Oh, money, please. We're gonna commission some regalia now. Almost there, 13 months, 1 more year. My son is gonna be my admiral. I have a few suggestions for my regalia. It's almost done. Wow. Short reign duration, spouse opinion, and prestige. I thought it was going to be better. Alright, lords and ladies, 9 more months. We're going to fight a war, and that looks like where we're going to end the episode there. By getting everything that I promised at the beginning of the episode. We're going to get it all. So I keep my promises. I'm keeping my promise today. How's that faction doing? Still only 2 of us. I'm going to challenge one of my vassals to a board game to relieve some stress and improve his opinion, hopefully. Wow, the first game that we lost. There we go. See if he has any allies. He does. Yeah, it's that county in Dorne, the one that we looked at. Won't be a problem. Oh yeah, we want to choose our new fascination. I want to get the one that's going to give me a domain limit. Guilds? No. Court officials. Heard good things about you, and I'm interested in starting a written conversation. A Duke in the Stormlands? Or no, a Duke in the Crownlands. I'll take the stress relief. We just became infirm. So the time is nearing. Wow, we became infirm at 57. How are we feeling? We're ailing. Okay. So that means we're going to get our Know Thyself warning soon. We just got our claim. And we just fabricated a claim against Casterly Rock. There we go. So we've got all the counties in the Duchy of Tarich. I'm not going to create this one. We're going to hold on to Feastfire so I can give hold to Kindhold, Case Keep, and Clever Keep. We're going to hold on to Feastfires. And then I'll eventually give this to one of my sons or a grandson, or give this to a dynasty member. But we're going to create this duchy title. So now I have 2 duchy titles, and I have 4 county titles. So we're a very strong duke. A very strong duke. Honestly, the strongest duke that the Lannisters have underneath them. Judging by their army sizes. 3,000, 3,000, 1,500. Ooh, 5,200. He's the second one. The Duchy of Crakehall. But we have grown a little bit. We got everything that I promised. I'm gonna leave my septon on religious relations. I don't have to fabricate any more claims. We're gonna die soon. So any claims that I got, I guess we'd be able to do it. We'd be able to take things. The Iron Throne owns this little county here in Lowell. Is that under the direct ownership of... He owns it directly. King Rhaegar. So that might be kind of tricky to get. So my only real expansion option is going east. I could go south and get Casterly Rock, but I'm not really strong enough to fight the Lannisters. She's in debt right now. I mean, I guess I'm strong enough if I call in Dorne, if we call in our Dornish allies. But we do have a lot to think about. We got things to think about. Let's disband our army. Let's take care of prisoners. And then, lords and ladies, I'm going to wish you farewell. And we can start getting excited for our next episode. What kind of things will we accomplish? Can station a men-at-arms regiment. That's all the prisoners. Let's get the spam out of the way so we don't have to deal with it later. Alright. We've got some money in the bank. Got 2 more artifacts, regalia, and a crown. One of our sons died, unfortunately, but we're okay. My son is an admiral, but I'm pretty sure he's not a knight. Yeah, I'm forbidding him from being a knight. Alrighty, lords and ladies, that is where we're going to end this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. When I keep my promises and I see them fulfilled, I am a happy camper. We just became a much more powerful duke. Now we have 2 duchy titles. And we own 3 de jure duchies. Now, I'm not going to create this duchy title because, at least according to CK3 rules, if you hold more than 2 duchies, your vassals don't like it. So I figured I'd create the duchy title of the more powerful and the more valuable duchy here in Lands Point. But we really need to start thinking about when we become a king, because as a duke, I can only create counts, and vassals are going to start piling up pretty fast. I have a 70 vassal limit, which is good, so we have plenty of room to do it all. But ideally, I would like to start giving dynasty members duchies. Like, I want to give this kid the Duchy of Tarich, and I want to give whoever I give this to the Duchy of Lands Point. I want to land dynasty members and make them dukes. But, alright guys, I keep talking, because I keep thinking about things, and keep seeing things that I want to talk about. But we are ending it here officially, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that thumbs up button down at the bottom, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed. I will see you in the next one. Episode 4 should be a fun one, but until then, have a good one, guys.